Hi everyone, we have already seen the instructions and what are the basic operations to be performed by an instruction, or what are the things instruction must be capable of. It is categorized of four steps, and we are going to see about instruction transfer notations in this. Okay, as we have described, the instruction must describe the transfer of information from one location to another within the computer. That is the performance of control sequencing and program sequencing and control. That transfer of information is possible only when it involves transfer of memory location between memory location registers and IO devices within the system. So these are the major three components where the transfer will be taking place. And there are two types of instruction notations, that is nothing but register transfer notation and assembly language notation. Let us see about these two types in brief. Register transfer notation, this is nothing but the contents of the location where we want to transfer the data to and from are denoted by placing the address within the square brackets around the location address. Whereas in this it has mentioned R1 tends to location, where location is kept in an angular braces or square bracket. This is nothing but it represents the data from the memory address of location will be stored into the register R1. This is the meaning of R1 tends to local. And second one is another example, whereas R3 tends to R1 plus R2, whereas R1 and R2 are the source locations, and the data from R1 and R2 will be fetched, and it will be read, performing the addition operation, and the data will be written back to the R3, whereas R3 is the destination. Okay, let us write, this is nothing but R1 equal to location. This is just an assignment operation. The data of location will be copied to R1. Here it is of addition operation, where the data of R1 and R2 will be read and it will be performing the addition operation, and the result will be stored on the location R3. This type of notation is known as register transfer notation, whereas the memory locations will be memory location of the address will be placed on the angular square bracket. The type of notation is known as register transfer, whereas the right hand side of the expression always denotes the value, and the left hand side is the name of the location where the value is placed or the contents to be overwritten. That is nothing but right hand side is the source and left hand side is the destination, which has to be overwritten, or the operation to be performed and the values are to be stored. This is the representation of register transfer notation. Let us see in brief about assembly language notation. Assembly language notation is nothing but this is the second type of notation, whereas the instructions and programs are in a specific assembly language format. Here it consists of mnemonic codes, whereas mnemonic codes refers to word like add, move, etc. These will be used in the instruction for indicating what are the operations to be performed. In previous instruction we have seen R1 tends to local is the instruction in register transfer, and in assembly language the same instruction will be given as move loc location comma R1, whereas Here location which is of source will be placed prior to the destination. The last one, last address will be the destination, whereas R1 is the destination and source will be mentioned previously. The operation will be here. So the operation was to be performed. We have to move the value of location to the R1. So this is R1 is equal to location. For performing this operation, the command which we have to give in assembly language notation is nothing but move location comma R1. And second one is for adding R1 and R2 and storing the result of R3. To performing that, we have to given the operation as add, and R1 and R2 are the sources and R3 is the destination. So R3 is equal to R1 plus R2. This is the operation which will be performed while we are giving this instruction in assembly language notation.